Hey, Floridy, how's it going? Doing good. I'm drawing a few Pokemon here in preparation for Comic Con in New York later in October. I am drawing a couple, and the plan is for me, my friend, and my wife to print these out on a t shirt and kind of walk around with them, cosplay as Pokemon without really cosplaying as them. It's really kind of like the lazy person's way to cosplay. So that's what I'm working on here. My wife's favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff, so I'm in the middle of putting this out there. Very cool. Are you playing just OG Crystal, or are you playing like a fan made ROM hack or anything like that? Yeah, thanks. Really excited for it. A few more weeks. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've been kind of trying to get back into drawing, but a lot of life stuff. It's just hard to get back into it. I'm busy a lot of the time. But today was a really chill Sunday, so I figured let me get back to it. And this was like a neat reason to go ahead and start drawing again. OG Crystal, limiting myself to only friendship evos. Oh, nice. That's a pretty cool challenge. So, let me see if I remember what you're what you're limited to. Um, the Pikachu line. I think Eevee. If you get Espeon and Umbreon. I remember Crobat was part of that. Probably Igglybuff as well, I believe. My favorite Pokemon. For the longest time it was Charizard. Just obviously, growing up, I used to play a lot of Pokemon Yellow. That was my first game, and just Gen 1 is what I grew up with. But as time went on, I feel like I've gravitated more towards specific Pokemon in Gen 2 and 3 and 4 even. So like Scizor or Weavile, Zangoose, Flygon, Electivire. Those are just a few that come to mind. I can't like pinpoint a single one anymore, which is really weird. It used to always be Charizard, and I still like Charizard a lot, but I think Charizard being a little overhyped, and across all Pokemon media, kind of killed it for me. I like Sudowoodo a lot too, and that's just kind of like a personal little thing. It's actually one of the Pokemon I'm going to be drawing later in the stream, so. Okay, shrink this down. Look Doesn't look straight over here. me redo it. And I guess in terms of drawing, my favorite, um, I've already drawn quite a lot. I would say one of my favorite drawings, I would have to pull it up honestly. Electabuzz was a lot of fun to draw. Greninja was fun. Yeah, I'd have to pull them up. Yeah, I forgot Clefairy, you're right. A lot of those baby Pokemon. Oh, and Togepi, I think, right? Yeah, Togepi, I think, evolves with friendship. Alright, so you have a decent amount, at least a handful, rather. Good luck. Hopefully it goes well for you, and you're able to beat it with that run. It's been a while since I played any of the old Pokemon games. I've been like wanting to go back and relive it. I think the last time I played it was Pokemon Yellow on the 3DS Virtual Console. But that was, I want to say, like 6-7 years ago. Definitely been a while. Favorite Pokemon game? Is it one of the newer ones then? Um, I'll be honest, I did not love Scarlet and Violet that much. The first time playing through it, it was fun just because it was new and there's a lot to explore, but I can't replay those games because they're just too janky for me. So I think it's going to have to be Heart Gold and Soul Silver or Black and White. Those would probably be my favorite too. Sword and Shield didn't do it for me either, which is unfortunate because growing up I was so looking forward to the day where we would have like 3D mainline Pokemon games, and they just didn't quite live up to the hype for me. I still think they could. I think that there's so much potential, but could be I'm holding it to too high of a standard. Not sure. Legends Arceus or Coliseum? You know what? Legends Arceus is a great choice. I kind of forgot about it, unfortunately. I did like it a lot. I loved being able to throw the Pokeballs at the Pokemon and sneaking around. It was just like a new, fresh change of pace. And I loved Coliseum too. I used to play that so much. I tried so hard to get through. I think there was the 100 battles or the 100 trainer battle challenge. I feel like I got up to like the 70s or something with my Pokemon from Ruby. I don't recall them being EV trained or anything. It was way before I played competitive or anything like that. But it was fun. It was a good time. I wish I got to the end, but it got way too difficult for me. I also wish they kind of brought back those battle simulators onto like the console, but I know it doesn't make sense at this point because the mainline games are 3D. But there was just something so exciting about playing it and having like the announcer in the background kind of narrating the battles. I'm talking more specifically about Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Coliseum was still cool even if there wasn't any kind of announcer. It was really, really exciting. Trying to get this just right. And we need to pull up a reference. Either a reference or I'm going to just take this, kind of cheat a little bit. I remember purifying all shadow Pokemon except Ho-Oh in Mount Battle. I also beat it with only water types. Currently doing it with no caught Pokemon, which leaves Umbreon, Espeon, and Plusle. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, Umbreon, Espeon, or the original that you start off with. Where did you get Plusle? Was that like through a trade? That's a crazy challenge, by the way. You're like really pushing it. Good luck, though. I think it'll be fun if you can do it. Let's curve this out. Come on, Jiggly. You get Plusle from an NPC in Pirate Town after beating Mirror B. Funny thing about Legends Arceus is that it was the first time I was able to use all my favorite Pokemon. My all-time favorite Pokemon, Mamoswine. Really? That was your first time? That's crazy. Was Mamoswine not available, like, maybe some of the more recent games? Like either on the 3DS or even on the Switch? And the Plusle one, now I kind of remember. I remember vaguely getting it through some means, but if there's no other Pokemon that you can get that aren't caught, then yeah, you're stuck with those three. Train them up and give them as many crazy moves as you can, I guess, at this point. big is this? Okay, I think that'll be fine. Is it? That might be okay. I keep drawing Jigglypuff's hair in a very big poof, but every time I look at a reference, it's not that big. I might have to redo it. Okay. Okay. I think that's a lot better here. Never grew up with the DS games, only played the GBA ones, Emerald, Fire Red, Crystal, then Coliseum, so I had the games when Mamoswine. It's been my favorite Pokemon ever since I saw it in Poke Park. Never had the games of Mamoswine. I got you. That makes sense. So yeah, that checks out. Arceus would be the first one, and I think that's a really good one to get your all-time favorite one finally, because then you're able to really like you're able to really explore the world in a way that previous Pokemon games didn't allow you to do. And I'm sure it must have been really cool running into it in the wild. I'm pretty sure there was like Mamoswine Alpha Pokemon, or whatever they were called when they were really big with the red eyes. So that must have been a lot of fun. I think I got Jiggly over here done right with the hair and everything. Just see how this kind of looks. Darkened out. Not bad. Okay. Save as. Do Jiggly Comic-Con. I always like doing these like time lapses. Just so it's kind of cool to see how the drawing transformed into what it is. And I'll just speed it up quite a lot from what it is right now. It's kind of crazy to me that I've only sketched it out and it's already like 50, 40 something second time lapse. Okay. All right, I guess it's time to ink it. Awesome. That's kind of what I was going for. There just kind of feels like, just like one of those Sundays where you just like hang out with like some friends, you have some music, you just like are playing games or just drawing or whatever, just relaxing and chilling. So I'm glad you're appreciating the vibe. That's definitely what I'm going for. And it's raining by me, so it even adds more onto that effect. It makes me feel even more cozy at home. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go for it now and see if I can ink this. What do I want brush size to be? No. 70? Maybe. Okay. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Let's see what I can do. Maybe 60. 50? Yeah, 50 is fine. Nice. Actually looks pretty good. Where's the vector eraser? Oh, there we go. Okay. wondering if a 50 thickness is too thick. Of course, I'm trying to be like crazy perfect with this, but I think it's fine. Okay. Okay. I am going to use the circle ruler here. Just to make my life a little easier. That's fine. I'm just gonna go all the way around. I'll fix it later. Hold on. What the heck is that? Why is it? Stop. Okay. Some weird issue on my end. I don't like how it didn't quite curve out here. That's a lot better. All right. Okay. So funny how similar Jigglypuff and Kirby are. I used to draw Kirby a lot too, and their feet are just the exact same. Besides the fact that they're both just like these round balls, but their feet are like the same too. Okay. That's weird. Vector eraser is on. It's not cutting through like it usually does. Alright, let me turn it off, I guess. Okay. Didn't everyone have the Jigglypuff as a female Kirby phase, or did I just play too much Super Smash Brothers Melee? Honestly, I remember that people would just kind of call it like Girl Kirby or something. But I think Jigglypuff actually was well known enough at the time that people knew that it was different. Kirby was its own thing and Jigs was its own thing. All I remember is when trying to play Jigglypuff and realizing that it doesn't have like a typical recovery move with up B. That like threw me off, and I just backed away. However, I still played as Yoshi, who also didn't have like a typical up B recovery, but that's a whole different story. Um, Sorry if you can hear that noise in the background. Sounds like my neighbors are vacuuming upstairs. Okay, alright, I'll remove the ruler. I'll add it again. Actually, do I want to do that? Jigglypuff is my main, actually. Jigglypuff has number 1, closely followed by Samus. That's funny. Samus is like my secondary too. Yeah, of all the Pokemon, I think my go-to is either Pokemon Trainer, which is kind of 3 characters, but used to play as Charizard a lot, or Incineroar from Ultimate. That is really loud upstairs. Oh my god. Alright, the vector eraser is working now. I can't tell if I'm gonna like this. I think Jigglypuff needs to have bigger, like, shines, yeah. Kind of like this. I think that's gonna work a lot better. Whoa! I think that's pretty good. Her ears too big. They might be a little too big. Too long, rather. Can I fix this is the question. See, the issue is whenever you ink it, it's hard to go back and try to fix it. I'll see if I can. Yeah, like something more akin to this. Okay. Shoot, keep using the wrong tool there. Yeah. I think I was so focused on the eyes and that little puff of hair. Kinda got carried away with the ears. But this looks a lot better. Very cool. This is weird. Why is it not working all the time here? Huh. The vector eraser does not work the way it used to for me. It is what it is. Hardness doesn't do anything. Does it? Not really. Whoa. No, stay. Okay, I'm getting rid of the vector. Let's just get rid of this little bit. Okay. Oh, this has got to come out. Please work. Wait, how does this go? That is really annoying, man. Alright, whatever. All right. Let's add some color. Let me pull up a reference. On the subject of Jigglypuff, what's your take on movie Detective Pikachu's design of Jigglypuff. I've heard it's rather polarizing. You know what? I actually am not aware of what that looks like, so I'm gonna pull that up real quick. So first of all, let me get a render of Jigglypuff so I can copy it in. And then, would you say it was Jigglypuff from Detective Pikachu? Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking of the video game. I didn't even think about the movie. I know you said movie, but I don't know why I was thinking of the game. I think it's great. I think it's all of the designs from the Detective Pikachu movie are very faithful to the original designs. I mean, you look at the render here that I just pulled up, and I'm gonna copy this. Give me a second. There we go. I mean, it's like an inverse right here. So if I invert this, it's so good. Like, it's so close. Obviously the eyes are going to be more realistic. But it really is, like, they did a very good job with it for what they could. I mean, a lot of Pokemon by nature don't look like they could be real, but they did a pretty good job. I like it. Yeah, that's my take. And I like how they just took this render and realified it. I don't know what the word would be, but they did a good job. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't think there were many Pokemon designs in that movie that just didn't work. I know Greninja was a little creepy, but again, when you look at the design, if it was a real life thing, it would look like probably like that, and it would be kind of creepy. Bulbasaurs were cute. Squirtle was cute. I forget if Charmander was in it. I'm sure he was. Alright, so now we're gonna take this. This is the color layer. Let's fill it in. I think I made this image way too big. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Let's get the eyes. The ears. Make this white. And this was like a teal green, her microphone. Something like that. I'll make this gray. All right. I liked all the designs. I remember a lot of people complaining about Jigglypuff and Ludicolo. I love Ludicolo. The grass textures look so good. Too bad my man Mamoswine didn't make it. Yeah, Mamoswine wasn't there, unfortunately. Piloswine and Swinub were not either, right? Um, Listen, there's always a chance for a sequel if they decide to make one, and I'm sure they'll bring in, you know, the Mamoswine line, or at least one of them. And yeah, I like Ludicolo too. Just him looking so silly and stupid, just kind of worked really well into the design. Wasn't he like the bartender's like assistant or something? Really funny. It was like one of the first pretty good video game movies, which was great. Detective Pikachu kind of kicked it off, and then we got the Sonic movie, which was not a complete dumpster fire. Mario movie came out, that was also really good. We're like in a different timeline right now where video game movies are great. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. All right, I think I got the colors down. At this point, we have to shade it in. Please let the Zelda movie be good. Preach. That's it's supposed to be live action too, which okay, Nintendo, do you? I hope they know what they're doing. I don't think they've released a cast or anything yet. Might be way too early, but they they gotta they gotta do justice for that movie. If it becomes like a meme, I don't know if I'll be able to recover from that. Man, this file is so huge that it takes so long to make certain adjustments on the image. It like makes my computer kind of lag. I guess I don't have to go crazy with the shading. I always like to be really detailed. All right. If we get Tom Holland Link, I will live off grid like a hermit. Everyone's talking about it, and I feel like it's gonna happen the same way everyone was talking about how Keanu Reeves was gonna play Shadow, and that came into existence. I don't know how Tom Holland would do, but I don't know. I like him as Spider Man, so maybe he can be a Link. I don't know. I'll have faith. I'll have faith until I don't. Do you like the Zelda series? Any favorites there? Oh, hell yeah, I love Zelda. Um, my favorite game might be a little bit of a cop out, but it is gonna have to be Breath of the Wild. I loved Zelda before that too. And before that, my favorite game would have probably been, um, I guess, Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. Probably Wind Waker. And Breath of the Wild I don't know, it topped those two in such a way where I don't know if I can go back to playing some of those older linear games. I just had so much fun just uh, getting lost in that world. And a lot of open world games lately kind of try to hit the same formula, and I can see it kind of happening that way, but it never quite hit the same. It never just. I can be exploring a lot of the world, but it just doesn't hit the same way for me. My favorite is Wind Waker, very closely followed by the remake of Link's Awakening. I remember a lot of people despising that remake, so I got very pleasantly surprised at the announcement of a sequel. Yeah, I didn't actually play Link's Awakening, unfortunately. I want to play the remake on Switch. I heard there were some performance issues, but um, despite that, I still want to get to it. Um, yeah, there's a few Zelda games that I never got around to playing. A lot of them being 2D Zelda games, surprisingly. Like the OG on the NES, never played. Uh, Link to the Past, I feel like I will get shunned off the internet, but I never played that one either. Link's Awakening, even the new Zelda game that came out like 2 days ago. I didn't get a chance to pick it up. I had just too many other games to play and just a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully, I get around to playing it, but we'll see. Did you like the Link's Awakening remake, or did you play the original one that came out on the Game Boy Color? Favorite as a kid, and my third favorite right now was Minish Cap. It's another one I didn't get to play. And it's on NSO, so I don't really have any excuses besides time. Yeah, Minish Cap, I remember hearing a lot of good things about it, so gotta get to it. I like Tears of the Kingdom a lot too, but it was very derivative from Breath of the Wild, and without Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom wouldn't exist. So that's why Breath of the Wild just after playing through both games, I like thought about it and I was like, you know what? I definitely like um, Breath of the Wild more. Played the OG Awakening, but never finished it. Remake is my first time completing it. Loved it so much I instantly started a new no death save file after completion. Sweet. That's cool. It's not a long game either, right? It's like maybe 10 hours from what I heard. A lot of these Zelda games, the 2D top down ones are not that long. Which will probably make it easier because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom was a time sink. I it took me probably 3 to 4 months to beat them. Obviously on and off. I wasn't playing continuously, but just trying to get through like as much as I could and really like get lost in the world and let it like sink in for me, but that's why it took so long. Hold on. How do I get this shading right? All right, just gotta get the feet here, and I think Jigs is done. Okay. Oh, and the microphone. Of course, the microphone. All right, that looks decent. Oh no, like the dungeons also take 10 minutes max. It's super short if you know what you're doing. Okay. That's reassuring. The first time around, I'm sure it'll take longer, but still, I can't imagine it takes me longer than maybe 30 minutes to beat a dungeon at that point. All right. So Jigs looks done. Save. Just realized the music stopped a long time ago, probably. Alright, so Jiggly is done. If I go ahead and export the time lapse, 1:09 minutes. Sorry, 1:09 seconds. Oh, right. My wife wanted me to draw music notes on it. Open. So I did draw Jigglypuff once before. I had this whole thing where I used to draw like Pokemon every day. I did it for a few months. Thank you. And it looks so different. Yeah, I drew this probably about a year or two ago. No, probably like 2 years ago. But I am going to just steal these music notes and pop them in here. Oh, actually, oh yeah, the size of the files are so different. That's how small it is. All right, forget it. I won't be lazy. I'll just draw them. It looks like it's from a Newgrounds Flash game in the best way. I could totally see it, yeah. I don't know if that kind of influenced my art style, because it used to be on there quite a lot growing up. Alright, let me open that one back up. Where are you, Jigs? Just to use as reference for the musical notes. So we got, I do not play music. I do not read music. So I'm gonna just call this one. Oops, I'm gonna call this one Squiggly. Wait, what's going on? Vector. Okay. Is that how it looks? No. It goes down and then drops down. I think. Yes. Interesting. Why is it not letting me do the fill-in? Is there a setting that I turned on here? Oh, because it's a vector layer. Can't do it. I got you. I got it. In that case, I mean, I'll just fill it in through here. Whatever. Okay, Gen 3, use Gen 3 sing notes as reference, or is it too much work for nothing? I could do it. I can look it up. See what they look like. on Cerebi, because I know they have like a move list. Sing. Alright, so there's a little screenshot here. Honestly, it's about the same. These are the notes that I'm seeing. 1 second. Did my browser just freeze? No. So these are the notes. This is the one I just drew, that little blue one, and that pink one here too. I have this one in my old drawing, and I think I have this yellow one, so it'll work out. Yeah, well, actually I don't have those exact ones, but this one I have, and this one I have as well, I believe. So it's fine. We'll just roll with these. I don't even know if the ones in the screenshot are like accurate to the song itself that's played, you know, when Pokemon use Sing, but it would be cool. It's also funny to see, like, I don't know if you draw or if you like to draw, or just in general, when you do something when you're younger and like a hobby of sorts that you try to improve on, when you go back and you look at like how you used to do the certain thing, you can easily see the improvement. Like, I'm not sure if I was maybe rushing or what when I was drawing this Jigglypuff here, but it looks very like static, just like kind of not fluid, not like in motion. Whereas here, I made sure I wanted to really emphasize it so it looks like it's dancing and singing. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see like that improvement in your own skills. I don't draw or well. I draw but not well and not often. But I do write, and oh my god, going back to old writing is embarrassing. Although I suppose that is a good sign of improvement. Yeah, no, it is. You go back and you see, like, you can recognize how, or rather, certain errors or issues with your writing from like way back when. That means you've grown and you got better at it, so you can like easily point it out. You're not going to be doing it now. You're going to be writing in a more professional manner, or at least a lot more professional than you did back then. So it's good. You know, it may be embarrassing. Like, I look at old drawings too and I get embarrassed, but it's good because it just shows that you're growing. And that's always fun to see. And it just like motivates you to keep doing it. And it's like, in the best way, it's in the most ideal way, it's just like a driving factor for you to keep on getting better. Oh. right, cool. You know what? I don't need to fill this in with like on a different layer. Just fill it out on the ink layer here. Keep it simple. I can move it. Don't gotta worry about it. Okay. I once wrote a novelization, fan fiction of Ocarina of Time that was like 500 pages long. Oh my god. That was in and of itself, that in and of itself is embarrassing, but I gave it to my English teacher to read because he liked Zelda. I was 13 at the time. I'm sure your English teacher probably had a blast reading through it. If he was as big of a Zelda fan as most people are, I think he had a good time. So don't don't feel too bad about that. But man, 500 pages, that's a lot. That's if you went back to it and you wanted to like improve on it, I'm sure there's like nuggets of gold in there that would really make well for like a good story. So don't count yourself out on that. All right, so I'm done with Jiggly. My next one that I'm drawing is Sudowoodo. So this one, where is it? I have a sketch of it somewhere. All right. So Jigglypuff is my wife's favorite. Sudowoodo is one of my favorites. Um, so I will. So I had Jigglypuff singing. Sudowoodo, I'm gonna have him running. Since I used to like to run a lot, I played sports. Was always into like just trying to run as fast as I could. I feel like it's fitting for him if since Sudowoodo is gonna be what I'm wearing on my shirt. I think I will stick with that. Um, I think it ended at the water temple. I do remember I added my own headcanons, like Dark Link being a manifestation of Link's doubt, Link paired with Malon, and Fairy original creations with names and designs. That's really cool. I feel like the story itself has room to like be expanded upon, and if Nintendo decided one day to go down the route of really fleshing out Zelda's story, I know they always say they're not gonna, which whatever, fair enough, but if they did, there's so many options to go down. Like if they did decide to make like a Nintendo cinematic universe or whatever and make a bunch of Zelda related shows or movies. There could be some on the like the Great Fairies or maybe like specific characters in towns. Um, some of which maybe you have already established and set the groundwork for. So there's always room. And I think Zelda being like a really big franchise and a lot of potential behind it, I think it could work. Honestly. Alright. Alright, Sudowoodo, time lapse. Let me actually end this one. Export. Alright, so I'm going to save that. Alright. Alright, Sudowoodo, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm definitely gonna have to shrink this down to size, I can tell already. He kind of looks like the sandbag from Smash Brothers. A little bit. Alright. They do not look like even equal size. want Sudowoodo's face to be like facing the viewer. This. Yeah, this guideline is not really helping me right now. Nope. Fell in love with Sudowoodo in Poke Park, both because it was one of the stupidest voices I've ever heard, but also because it walks with its arms down and just looks like a weird man in a costume. That is so, like, you've just like perfectly explained why I love Sudowoodo as well. In a way, I feel like Sudowoodo is like my spirit Pokemon because I'm also like kind of tall and lanky, kind of awkward, and it, it's just perfect. I don't know. He just. I always also like the concept of him, where it's like it wants to be like a tree and like a plant, and it's so craving to be like a grass type, but it's just a rock type. And it just stands by trees pretending not, that people won't notice that it's different. I don't know, just everything about him. This is great. It's so funny. Yeah, he's totally like a weird, awkward dude in like a costume. It's great. It's definitely not that symmetrical as it is in my sketch, but it's all good. It will be fixed. It will be fixed. Alright, the rough sketch is there. The rough sketch is there. I think he needs to be a little taller, which means I need to bring it down a little bit. That's a little bit better. The arms can be thinner. I think that'll be fine. Okay. Since you like pseudo opinions on Bonsley and they're a little uncomfortable to look at or remember Bonsley's whole. Oh, right. Yeah, basically right between his legs. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Um, Bonsley's Bonsley's cute. I like him. Um, yeah, I feel like for like a baby Pokemon for Sudowoodo, I think he's fine. Um, one of the first memories I have of it is I think in one of the Smash games where you can like pick it up and toss it at people, and Bonsley apparently weighs a lot, so that when you toss it at people, it does a lot of damage. That was always fun. Um, I also find it funny. It always looks like worried or anxious, and it grows up to be like this very awkward, tall, lanky wannabe tree. The whole line is just so funny. It'd be cool if Sudowoodo gets like an evolution and it finally becomes some sort of tree and a grass type, like a grass type. That would be really sick. Um, because I don't think Sudowoodo has fully reached its potential. You know, damn, you're talking about the Bonsley hole, and I'm like, part of me wants to like look it up just to remember if I'm remembering correctly. Bonsley. Oh my god. The very first. I looked up Bonsley, just Bonsley, and then the third image is a Pokemon card of Bonsley, like tipped over. And this is what we got. Oh man. I wonder if they like reference it anywhere in like a Pokedex entry or something. Like what is it for? Why did they have to include it in there? I guess it's like pots have like holes to drain the water, but you didn't need to actually do it, Pokemon Company. You didn't need to actually do it. Crazy. That is wild. But yeah, Bonsley's cute. That's my consensus there. Actually, my sketch here, the head is tilting up a little bit more than the way I drew it down here. I guess that's fine. Does this look right? All right, let me get the arms. Let me get the arms. Okay, that looks better. Okay. I'm curious about the eye positioning. Yeah, it's like the hole in pots, but if they're not plants and just petrified wood, I don't know what he needs a hole for. Do me a favor and Google Wismer back sprite. Wismer back sprite. Why do I feel like I'm gonna regret this? Wismer back sprite. Doesn't it have like holes in there too? Oh. Yeah, its tail has a hole. In a very unfortunate spot. Yeah. You know what? The people designing these Pokemon are wild. They they do some weird sus things with these designs. I mean, to be fair, I think Exploud and Loudred have the same holes in their tails too, but they actually have like tails, like long tails, so it doesn't look as weird. This is not like really a tail, it's like a little nub with a hole in it, so yeah. Good thing I'm not drawing Pokemon from the back. And you're right about the petrified wood angle. They just do weird stuff. They do it because they can. What else can I say? But yeah, I regret I regret looking that up. As I was googling it, I'm like, it has holes in the back, but I thought it was like on its back. No, it was not that high up. I think the can't speak. The worst perpetrator of hunt design decisions is Curlia Gen 3 back sprite. You're gonna make me look it up, aren't you? Alright, give me a minute. Like, I feel like I would remember these because I played a lot of Gen 3. Why can't I remember what the heck a Curlia looks like from that angle? Alright, let's see. Where's my mouse? Oh, that's weird. Okay. What is going on? Well, that's not good. There's something wrong with my my tablet. It's like overriding my mouse. I think it's fine. Curlia back spray. Oops. Oh. Yeah. Why couldn't they cover her up all the way there? Was that really how it looked like? It's been so long since I played Gen 3, but holy crap. She's just showing her whole ass, huh? Anyways, as I said, I'm glad I'm not drawing the backs of Pokemon. I like to keep it nice and cute up in the front where there's no weird sus things going on. I don't know what the designers initially were thinking, but that's on them. All right. Let me try to just mimic how I sketched it out. So we have one up here. We got one down here. Big one down here. And then a teeny one right here. Okay. All right, pseudo wudo. Pseudo wudo wudo. This is like supposed to be the stubby. I can elongate it a little bit. Take this like that. And then me through level 20 to 30 trying to get a Gardevoir and Emerald. And I just like duct tape that bottom part of the screen so you're like not seeing what you're not supposed to. Crazy stuff, man. If I move this up a little bit. Sudowoodo doesn't really have like these long legs, so it's hard to make it look like he's running. Actually, I wonder if I lowered this leg a little bit. It's not bad, I think. Sudowoodo's all neck, no chin, no hips, all wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man. Legit. He really is. I think it looks decent. Yeah, he doesn't run or anything, but I think it's fine. Let me get this out the way. So the reason I'm flipping it is I found a little trick where, you know, once you draw for a long time and your eyes get accustomed to the image, certain parts might look proportionally correct even though they might not be. So once you flip it, you're able to easily distinguish like, oh, that actually doesn't look correct, and you spot errors easier. So that's kind of why I do that. Let me see the eyes. Whoa, wrong button. No, that's him looking away. I think it's fine, honestly. I don't think his face needs to be higher up either. No. Maybe like here. No, but then he's not looking at you. Okay. Oh, the Evo we talked about earlier. Maybe the twigs on the head could have some part of it. Like the twigs have grown into branches or a second Sudowoodo stacked. The second Sudowoodo stacked gives me like Dunsparce vibes. Like everyone's like, oh, Dunsparce needs evolution. Give us an evolution. They finally give it to us. And it's just a Dunsparce with like an extra middle piece. And it's like a middle area and that's it. And maybe like an extra spike on its tail or something. So having two Sudowoodos feels very similar to that, and also adds on top of that awkwardness factor. I just imagine like two kids in a trench coat trying to look like they're an adult man or whatever. And here you have like two Sudowoodos trying to look like they're like a taller tree or whatever. That's there's something there. I think I like that. Oh man, part of me would love to see Sudowoodo have like a joke evolution, kind of like Dunsparce, but another part is like, come on, give the guy what he wants. Make it a grass type. Make him a tree. Make this poor man a tree already. That's so funny. Yeah, yeah. Two kids in a trench coat. Legit. Man, if the next generation of Pokemon has that as Sudowoodo's evolution, I see those three viewers. One of you's got to be from Pokemon Company. That's just proof. All right, I'm pretty content with the sketch here, which means we're going to ink it. Oh, what the heck is that? Vector layer. Okay. All right. Thankfully, Sudowoodo's pretty easy to draw as well as Jigglypuff. One is a ball, the other one's just like a stick. So let's jump into it. Okay. It's not a bad line right there. Alright, I am going to use the ruler here for the leaves or whatever you want to call them. Sudowoodo Evo that grows into a tree with a swing on it for Bonzi, like some dumber version of Kangaskhan. Dude, that actually would be so funny. I can totally see a Bonsley somehow being incorporated into that final evolution. Yeah, like Kangaskhan has the little baby, and what is that? Ghost Dragon? Dragapult? Has like Dreepies that fly out of its head. They've done it before. They could do it totally with this one. I feel like, yeah, like the evolution would be with the little swing and Bonsly, and maybe I would love if a Pseudo Wudo was in there too, just so you have the entire line combined into this one Pokemon. I think that would be just hilarious. That's too good. You know what? Hold on, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Let me do this. Delete the ruler. Then I'll just copy this a few times. Well, this is it. There we go. Okay, so we'll get to those later. And like its idle animation is its swinging branch to give Bonsly's swing a boost, with the Bonsly kicking its feet and squirming all anxiously. You're spitting gold right now. I feel like, oh man, if I get an opportunity at some point, I think I'm gonna try to sketch this out and draw it. Just because it's so funny to think about. Oh man. It makes me want it to be real. Like, this is like one of the best joke Pokemon designs I feel like that they could have ever created. And I don't think there's a single Pokemon where the entire line is like in a single Pokemon, which would be kind of weird, but they've done baby Pokemon existing in Final Evolutions. So this would just be like the next logical step. Bring them all in. Oh, it'd be like a family tree. Oh, that's so good. Like a family tree, and you got the whole evolution line. I don't know what the name would be. Like, I guess it doesn't have to have pseudo in it, but like family tree, something like a play on that word. Family tree, family. I don't know. Maybe it could just be like family tree spelled differently, and that would be just be like the name. That's so good. Oh man. I'm like writing this down so I don't forget. This is like gonna be a super, super funny design. I'm telling you, Pseudo Wudo is like gold. That's crazy though. That's a really, really good idea. I think both of us just like brainstormed a really neat concept. Get rid of pseudo because no longer pseudo wood, it's full wood. Trudo wudo. Nice. Yeah, you're right. If it becomes a full grass type at that point, yeah, it's no longer fake. They kind of already teased that. I think was it Sword and Shield? No, it was Scarlet Violet. With the whole terrestrialization, I think one of the gym leaders had a pseudo wudo that terrestrialized into a grass type, and he's like, now it's finally a grass type. It's Trula Wudo. I feel like since they actually did that recently, tells me Pokemon Company is aware of Sudowoodo, and maybe there's still room for him to grow, you know? That's really cool. Alright, let me merge. Whoa. Okay, what just happened here? Merge. Lower layer, okay. And now his eyes don't look like they're in the right spot. Do they? Maybe they do. I have apparently never had an original thought in my life, huh? No, everything you spoke about, like the whole idea of the Sudowoodo design, the evolution, is spot on. Unfortunately, they just kind of beat you to it with the name. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, oh my god, they're doing it. They're actually going to make him like a grass type. But they did it in a very not legit way, you know? They just changed his typing. And they're like, it's Trulawudo, but it's not a new Pokemon. It's okay. I still have hope. I still have hope. Okay. Sudowoodo, Trulawudo. Reacting to seeing Sudowoodo in a game like Marvel fans, seeing their favorite characters in the after credit scene. I would I would hop off like crazy. If they reveal a Sudowoodo evolution or something along the lines of that, even if it's like a variant form where, or you know, like regional form where the Sudowoodo in this region is actually a grass type, I don't care. keep the name Sudowoodo, whatever. It's not gonna make sense at that point, but I'll take it. I will totally take it. I'm just like, I want this guy to live out its dream of finally being a grass type. All it wants is to get hit by a flamethrower and actually have taken super effective damage. That's all it wants. That's so hard. There's so much to ask for. Alright, let's get these 3 circles. Let's merge them all together first. Merge with lower layer, merge with lower layer, merge with lower layer. Just merge it all into the same layer here. Merge. Alright, cool. So now, let's take this one, pop it up here. Take this one, pop it up here, over here. And lastly, this one. It's less about selfish want to see a favorite Pokemon. It's more about empathy for Sudowoodo's hard work, and that's what I'm saying. It's all about just having this guy live out his dream. Like, it's been 20 something years since Gen 2, since Gold and Silver, so it's time. All right, he's been working out for 20 something years, and it's time. You know, enough is enough. We're all here rooting Sudowoodo on, and we just want to see it succeed. That's it. Alright, now this little antenna thing. I did not like how that came out. Okay. There we go. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I'm like, I can't like figure it out. Like, it looks good. It looks good, but I keep feeling like I need to tweak something. Bring this up a little bit, or the arm is not quite in the right spot. If I brought it down ever so slightly, that might be it. That might be it. Okay. Is the thighs, are the thighs too big? Not that I mind some thick pseudo-woodle, but you know. I'm thinking the same thing. I feel like the thighs might be a little too big. Let me get a reference out. Give me a second. Damn. Alright. Pseudo-woodle. Pseudo-woodle. You know, you might be right. That's a tiny pseudo-woodle there. Yeah, I mean, they're not as chunky as mine. And the spots I realize are more kind of all across, like from its chest down to its bottom. And I have it all centered around the belly area. Let's move it around a bit. Probably keep this right here. All right, as for the thighs, the big thick thighs. I think that looks a lot better already. This side too, I guess. Doesn't need to be that bulgy. Whoa, what the heck? Why is that happening? There we go. The leg almost looks like broken now. Does it? I'm actually seeing some funny fan art of like Sudowoodo evolutions. Not as cool as our idea, but still. I might stick with this. I might stick with it, and if I feel like it's not good, I might come back and tweak it. But I might stick with this. Hello, moi. Never realized it had such defined feet and leg parts until now. It's like wearing shoes. It's weird, right? The whole body is like just like a cylinder. The arms are little twigs, but then the legs bulge out, and yeah, it has like weird shoe feet. And it's like hip area or the thigh area is like chunky. But I guess it's gotta be weird. Otherwise, it's not Sudowoodo. Oh, man. Okay. I'll stick with it. Maybe if I color it in, it'll look better. I don't know. Let's see. Not quite the red I want for the back of his mouth. I guess that's better. How are you doing, moi? Thanks for joining the stream. This reminds me of a racing minigame in Poke Park where you can run as Sudowoodo and how its arms flailed up and down, making a scrunched up grimace and focus as it booked it. That sounds about right. Yeah, I never played Poke Park, but I really want to see that clip actually. Whenever you would run into Sudowoodo in Sword and Shield, no, sorry, Scarlet and Violet, it would also like just gun it when it saw you. It would just run the funniest way possible. When are you going to continue your series on how to draw Pokemon? I know it's been a while since I've been doing it. I'm trying to get back into it. The Sudowoodo here is hopefully gonna be one of the first ones that I start posting once it starts up again. Um, but yeah, ideally when I get the time, there's a lot of stuff going on, unfortunately, but when I get the opportunity to do it, I'll definitely start posting it back up again. Cause yeah, I miss doing it too. It's been a while. I've been drawing so many Pokemon. I just kind of want to keep at it, you know. Even though this is more of like a personal drawing, because I'm going to be using it for Comic-Con, I can always repurpose it. I'll do it this way. Blacken it out. I'm going to take the eraser. Actually, no. Actually, yeah. Take the eraser. Or, no. Let's do white ink. Kind of doesn't work. Kind of doesn't work. But I will make it work. He looks really cute. I love Sudowoodo. My question is also, do I take it and rotate the whole thing a little bit? Or did it look better this way? Running to the store to pick up tools and timber for the swing. You know it. You already know. I'm gonna try to move this leg up a little bit. I have a feeling it might look better up here. Hold up. Oh crap. Yeah, I can't do it again. Does it look better? Not really. I guess I'll stick with it. I guess. What sucks about trying to be a perfectionist when you draw. Nothing is ever good enough. Okay, I'm still in the ink layer. It's good. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try to ink it, rather shade it in a little bit. At this point, Sudo's got Mewtwo fingers going on. Oh my god, he does. That's hilarious. He totally has Mewtwo fingers. So, by that logic, Sudowoodo's as strong as Mewtwo. He's clearly insanely OP. And the only reason people don't use him more is because, you know, they don't want to break the game. They don't want to just play a Sudowoodo all the time and just destroy everyone. Ditto's a failed clone of Mew. Nope, Sudowoodo is a clone of Mewtwo. Clearly, the fingers are all the proof you need. In fact, I would argue that Mewtwo is a clone of Sudowoodo. Not Mew. Oh man. Pokemon scientists seeing a wild Sudowoodo while out on a promenade with their colleagues. Guys, you know what would be funny? Dude. I can't. Alright, we're almost done here. I've been streaming for what? What is the timer? Almost 3 hours. That's wild. I don't typically stream for this long, so that's... I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the fatigue. Definitely feeling it now. Alright, how's it looking? Looks cute. I mean, it looks fine. I don't like it as much as Jiggly. I think Jiggly looks a lot better, but it is what it is. Sudowoodo's still good. Save it. Sudowoodo. Pseudo. Gotta catch the Sudowoodo stream after this one. Yeah. I gotta sit down and sketch out like a few ideas of it. It's gonna be cool. It's cute. I'd wear a shirt of it. Awesome. The plan is, yeah, I'm gonna print it out, and once I do, I'll post like a picture in my community tab. So if you're subscribed, you know, great. You should be able to see it. And yeah, I'm excited for it. Comic-Con's in like 2.5 weeks. So I got these two done. I have to draw one more of my friends. I'm not going to do it today at this point, but we agreed that he's going to go as a Shuckle. So another really derpy Pokemon, but I think it's going to be funny. And yeah, it's going to be the 3 of us. Cool. Oh, let me check this out. Nice. All right, let's export this. I saved it, I believe. Yeah. And that'll be that. Sudowoodo. Alrighty. I am gonna go have, I guess, dinner at this point. Damn, the day flew by. Yeah, I'm gonna go have dinner. Appreciate Flirty for staying on the stream for pretty much the entirety. And brainstorming some awesome Sudowoodo evolution ideas with me. I will try to keep everyone updated when there's a new stream coming, just so it's not so last second. But yeah, take care of yourself too, Flirty. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one.